You know what I No, it's okay. It's okay.
Bello and Asha, a beautiful piece of music. And like he said, if someone is praying millions, then it's most definitely
An important personality.
Your pataki. All right, welcome to the discussion segment this morning on the program on the flight on OGBC 90.5 FM. We move straight into business because we are itching to discuss all these very important issues reported by national news today. Our analyst is in the building, Bayo Ogudemu, once again joining us this Wednesday morning. Morning, Bayo.
Good morning, Debo.
Good to have you again.
My pleasure being here.
Sincere trust.
Okay, thank you.
Now let us set the ball rolling this lovely morning. It's from the presidency. President Bola Tinubu has stated that efforts of the office over terrorist and money laundering, combating terrorism financing and counter-proliferation financing compliance summit organized by the Nigerian Financial Intelligence Unit (NFIU) is according to the Guardian. So the last now they said they've been able to prosecute over 100 terrorism financiers in the country. How well informed are Nigerians about conviction of this set of persons?
Well, good morning once again, and I want to say it's my pleasure being here again this morning. Talking about the issue of prosecution, and this time around financiers of terrorists. I would say that not many Nigerians are quite much aware of this, but it's good that it's now coming to the front burner. But like all the prosecutions, like we have stated here or pointed out or argued about, you only hear of the commencement of the process. At the end of the day, we don't know what happens to those that were prosecuted, what punishments were meted out to them, and how well those punishments were carried out. So, well, I think we should just take it with a pinch of salt. That there's another event took place. The bureaucrats has his own. He's not the one to prosecute. Is not the one to take those people to court. But we should appreciate the fact that at least government is getting them, and you find that we hear that they have been prosecuted. But one thing that will interest one is why somebody will want to involve himself in such a dastardly act. Because I was reading an article yesterday, and somebody was trying to provide a distinction between who is a bandit and who is a terrorist. That a bandit, that some people prefer to be tagged terrorists, because terrorism is now being seen as what do we call it, as an ideology, so to say. And I was looking at it that bandits are thugs, drakes, and all of that. I was looking at it, if and some people are referring to that as an ideological based move, then it means that something is definitely or fundamentally wrong. So give it to government, but can we have a way of following up to actually know whether those people were successful, will be successfully prosecuted, and whether punishment will be spelled out by the
Government, a lot of people have been looking at for everything and how far reaching it will be. Let's say that visa applications to be fully online March the 1st. The Nigerian Tribune has that report this morning. The federal government has announced that by March 1st, all visa applications will transition to a fully online system. The Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubumi Tunji shared this during a live session on X Spaces hosted by influencer Dr. Shegun Wosaya, highlighting the strides being made to centralize and streamline Nigeria's visa processes. Now, this is a development that we've had coming because it has been meted several times that it was going to happen. So how is this going to make the lives of Nigerians easier?
Yes, I want to believe that it will if eventually it is done. If it comes online, yes, good. You see, most of the time people just go to the immigration office, you go and line up, you do a lot of things, moving from one desk to another, and you find out in some of these desks, you know what I mean.
Very well.
Something must part way for you to be attended to on time. In fact, in some cases, in almost all cases, you must you must have contacted somebody that you know before you go there. Otherwise, if you don't know anybody, you go there and for a whole day, you may not even be able to move
Get
near.
attention of
Yes,
everyone.
to the extent of the fact that you will be captured. No way. So if this comes online, fine. Resolve a lot of things. The crisis that you find there, the delay, and all of that. It shouldn't be too difficult at all to process all these things online. How do they do it elsewhere? Why is it that we have to go and line up every time because it's either you want to take a new one or you want to renew an existing one? It shouldn't. Well, it's a process that should be encouraged. It should be seamless. So let's give it to the minister and let's hope these things this policy will come online. If it comes online, it's going to really assist Nigerians. It's going to waste, I mean, it's going to save a lot of time, it's going to save a lot of resources, it's going to bring a lot of things down. The level of interaction will come down. Maybe by the time you've done your capturing, you pay also online. What you need to just wait for is when you go there and you have your appointment, do it, then the next time you go there and pick your passport. It's a good development, and I think we should, as people, encourage government to do it. You know, when the ATM was coming, there were huge and even I mean, a stark illiterate, the ATM can use the set, can do a lot of things. You can make transfer when you cannot get to the bank. I don't know when last I entered a banking premise, a banking hall. All I need to do is to look for a POS that I trust before coming out in my area. I know this one lives here. If anything happens, I can easily get to him to say, "See, old boy, this thing." So you find the last time I went, maybe sometime September last year, and even the crowd there were fewer. So it is good. These are the kind of things that we want to see. I think we must give it to the minister because when he came on board, there were a lot of unresolved issues regarding passports and all that, and it was to tackle that, and I think he did it well. So this will be an improvement on what we have on ground, right action, and let's see how it goes.
In fact, when this issue has actually centralized to some areas, so people from different states like that will have to travel down from those areas for visa application and all sorts. And sometimes maybe they will need to sleep in a hotel. It will save them the stress, the economic implications.
The economic implications, the security implications, the cost. Why do I have to leave a kid down to either Lagos or Abuja? Are we saying we do not have immigration offices scattered all over the country? No, you see, the embassies, yes. I don't know. I think some of these things, in most cases, you have to show yourself. I remember the last time I went, the time given to me was 6:45. I'm sitting here in Abuja. I had to leave Abeokuta at around 4 a.m. Get to Lagos. And the funniest part is it was the fact that we got to, I think was it not Bega, and we got to Bega around 4:30, 4:35. You can imagine Lagos. We were going to be held up, and we maneuver all of that. I think this thing should be more decentralized. The mission houses should be decentralized, and government has a role to play in this. And that government.
Okay, quickly to the next one. It's from it comes with this headline. NPL is a petrol price to 999 naira in Abuja, 965 naira in Lagos. Retail outlets owned by the International Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) have effected an upward adjustment in the pump price of premium rate, also known as petrol, from 965 naira to 109 naira litre in the federal territory. According to the nation, the new template effected on Tuesday also increased NNPCL price in Lagos from 925 naira. This action is always there. It's even the price was reduced to a real extent, but now this is January. We expect that it
And what happens globally in the oil markets. There were a series of discussions before the end of the year. You know, when you sit down with friends, a lot of issues will come up and you discuss. And a few of my friends were I don't know. It's not that I'm missed, but I always do things based on. Somebody was that was even saying, see, he is part of the policymakers that don't worry. Every time we get to end of January or February, we should buy at less than 800. And I look at. I am hoping to see him again to say what do you have to say. So the argument has been that what is the world market now, and once it goes up there, it's going to have an effect on us. I was listening again this morning to a Yoruba program, I think on one of the radio stations in the Buhari era. For is it that it keeps increasing now, and I said I know that time around government has taken off its hands completely. In those era were periods when government will subsidize, and we all know the federal subsidy payments by government. Some people will have it, they will get the subsidy, get the products, and pronto they take it out of the country, they take it to the border, and all that. Well, the government came up with a policy to address that. Fine. The policy, honestly, is affecting that. I think it those who in government who do the politicians who are there, not all of them, the politicians who are there who get mostly happens when the goes down in the world market, yes, it here. When it goes up there, it definitely is going to have an effect. Now, so we should expect it all the time. Once to come and take a certain chunk of the price, and I'm not sure that this government or any other government coming after will be willing to do that.
Okay,
Yes.
now as go up to that development within the petroleum market, that's right, man, are calling on the federal government to consider the privatization of the nation's refineries. They are saying that they want to play a part in managing the infrastructure, the government.
Oh yes, we should be worried. We should be worried because once these things are entirely in private hands, how are we sure that government has all the machinery to have some kind of control? Once you give it out, then you let it go like that. And once it goes out, an average, you see, when the way we reason in this part of the world, one will begin to look at it and you just shake your head at times. A lot of people were arguing there. Don't worry. By the time Dangote comes in, the price of those products, the prices will come down. And each time such an argument came up, I would just smile and I would ask question: Is Dangote a Father Christmas? The man is simply in business, and the focus of an average businessman is to make profits at whatever expense. When you are coming to business, you are not coming to it because of charity. You are coming to business because you want to make something from it for whatever you feel. So if Ipman is saying that, Ipman knows what it is talking about, because once that thing is in their hands, then they become overlords, and if government is not careful to get it back, becomes a problem. The issue that is there is government should have a way of ensuring that those that are put at the helm of affairs in all of these areas are made to work. Government should give them targets, and you see, during the period when all these refineries were moribund, there were staffers of those refineries. They were taking money, they were taking salary, they were having their promotion as at when due, and these refineries were not working. Government was budgeting for all these things, and these refineries were not working
For turnaround maintenance.
for time. So then you now ask, what were those turnaround maintenance that were being done then? Then you look at it that there is more to it than meets the eye, and the situation is still persisting up to today. Yes, we hear Port Harcourt is working, Warri is working, but to what extent is their activities, and how do we as a people assess their performances or their activities? So government should look at this very well and be very careful. And I think stakeholders in that area, in that field, should also come out to talk. The experts, there are experts in that area, and I know we have them in abundance in Nigeria. Let's see how it goes. But you and I should also be on the lookout. We should also lend our voices to say, no, you can't do this whole log. You have to look at it very well. Look at the merits and demerits. If the merits outweigh the merits, then government should just forget about it.
Let us go back to this one. It happened in 2023, towards the twilight of the last administration, the President Muhammadu Buhari administration, about the census. Huge amount of money was actually budgeted for that exercise. Before we start taking the calls, let us take a look at this one. Why fresh census must be conducted in 2025? And this is according to the Senate, and this story is captured in the Nigerian Tribune. The senators declared that a fresh census to provide accurate data on the population of Nigerians must be conducted this year. Lawmakers on the Senate's Committee on National Identity and Population made the declaration on Tuesday during a session with the chairman of the National Population Commission (NPC), Honorable Nasir Isakwara, who appeared before the committee to defend the agency's 2025 budget. Now, 2 years ago, I could remember that some set of Nigerians were recruited going for seminars, just went into the thing here. And now this time around, Nasir Isakwara NPC-led agency will come again and present the budget before the National Assembly for another thing, which will require them to spend another money for training and all sorts. Do you think it is achievable?
Well, it is achievable if we want to, but you see, I hate to use this word, but I'm constrained to use it. It's one of those masks that we have in this country. Nobody is accountable to anybody. The one you just mentioned, yes, there were a lot of things, there were a lot of preparations and all of that. Huge sums of money went into it, and when it was cancelled, nobody came out to say the money we collected for this purpose, which purpose didn't eventually materialize. This was how that money was spent, and nobody is going to ask questions. At the end of the day, the Auditor General of the Federation, of course, we get the papers of those agencies, I mean, not the National Population Commission alone now. A lot of wastages are going on, and that is to tell you that if the resources of this country are really, really well managed, Nigerians don't have any business suffering. But you find that nobody cares about anything. Okay, I was before, don't let me deviate. Census is desirable. I don't know when last we did one in Nigeria. I mean, but it is desirable. All of us at one point in time or another were students of economics, even if at elementary level, we know the importance of census. How do we get the figure to plan? The figures, when last did we arrive at those figures? Some people will say the population of Nigeria is 100 million, some will say it's 150 million. So you see, we are just hazarding guess. We don't know the exact figure. So I want to say that yes, it's okay. I also listened to the news, and the the the, the man in charge, the chairman of that whatever says censor, he said it emphatically that it is going to hold this year. Let's hope it's going to hold, and let's hope that this time around the politics that have always the conduct of such an exercise will not come up again. Let's hope that we will be able to have accurate figure of the number of people in each state with the void of all other concentrations.
Now, talking about something that is bedeviling something, or what is bedeviling what, there is another story here which is giving concern to many Nigerians, especially in the health sector. The CMDs are talking, and they say our hospitals may soon be empty. CMDs cry out. The Nation newspaper is reporting that the CMDs of teaching hospitals across Nigeria have raised concerns over the increasing brain drain in the health sector as medical professionals continue to leave the country in search of better opportunities abroad. The CMDs voiced their concerns during a budget defense session before the House of Representatives Committee on Healthcare Institutions, chaired by Honorable Patrick Moore. This is worrisome.
Quite worrisome. I listened to I heard the news. I just shook my head. It is almost getting there. It's almost getting there. I'm not going to mention the hospital. I went to visit a friend who was on admission, he's still on admission, one of our hospitals in this town, and I just shook my head. You see, going to public hospitals these days is like going there to sign your own death warrant. And like the man said, he said the hospitals will soon be empty of doctors, nurses, and other health practitioners. And it is true. And you see, you cannot blame these people that are leaving when the condition of service is not favorable, and you find, I mean, something favorable elsewhere. You can't ask me not to go. I mean, if I get a better offer as a professional, what is the law that will, I mean, glue me down? If I don't want to work for government, I have a right to go elsewhere as long as it's within the confines of the law. It is worrisome, and I think it should not just be said at that level, made by against stakeholders. Efforts, I think there is the need for people to come together to say, how do we address, I mean, when I say this, I mean those that are in the core, in that area. How do we resolve this thing? What can we do to entice these people to let them stay? You get to the hospital environment at times, yeah, then you begin to want, I mean, you get better in such an environment. So, and these people, I mean, it takes a lot of time to train. It's an area that not everybody can go to.
Very sensitive.
So it is worrisome, and it should government should be encouraged to look at that area so that it can be addressed on time.
Our time is fast spent. Let's open the lines 0803 437 9453 and 0815 032 0226. Also, shortly.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Yeah, Mr. Say number 2.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, people are talking.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for joining us.
I am still down coming from Michelle.
You should have it soon.
Thank you very much. I want somebody contribution this morning to all that. There are so many things. Is that hope is very
Mr. Bawo, your radio set is too loud. It's interfering.
Maybe just take a few steps away from where your radio is.
now. Okay, thank you very much.
All right.
Am I okay now?
Better
Yes,
now.
yes, good.
Yeah. Now, I will say that the only thing in this country now that is left is hope. And again, that hope is not something is sure because many people are now hoping against hope.
Hmm.
However, talking about so many things here, we only praying that we shall be able to see the improvement. It is only we are only told to continue hoping and hoping and hoping. Well, if let me start from number 6, I have been noting them number 6. That the same things are raised concern that our hospitals will soon become empty of medical professionals. I said it one of your programs that upon the one you do people that see it's a natural law
It is.
that these people will look for where they can better their Lord, their existence. And I don't think there's any law that can prevent people of their unless you have,
Absolutely.
unless you train people and you give them conditions. However, people will continue to move to places where they can get better conditions and live and better their own Lord. There's nothing anybody can do about that will do conditions in this country. So whether medical professionals are thereby, they will continue to do that with that because they are not treating over this country well. Maybe they can get better conditions elsewhere. Go. And then talking about if man, let me could comment on that. If man is advocating conversation, and Mr. Bayoku, I love your analysis.
Thank you,
I
sir.
agree with you 100%. You see, are we sure that they are asking for privatization in the interest of this country? I don't think that if anybody, if any group of people, any individual, if they have money to establish their own refinery, let them do so. Not ask for government what they had already established. They want to corner, they want to take over, and for their selfish interest. If anybody has established refinery, that is why I want the people advocating that modern refineries should be encouraged. Private refineries should be encouraged. They may not be as big as a Dangote, but if people have money, let them do it down private refinery. When people ask for government to privatize their enterprises, like a NEPA center, it is only because they think they're going to honor the economy of this country and then begin to let people suffer. Let them establish their own if they have the money. Let the government to do their own, then we have their competition. We need government intervention in many
In some areas.
in this
Yes.
country.
Thank you very much, sir.
Let me talk about able to use the
Okay.
I am still calling from the show.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
0803 437 9453 and 0815 032 0226. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
I'm saying hello to the three gentlemen in the studio,
Thank
especially my mom.
Good morning, Noti. How are
Thank you for
you?
joining us.
Thank
I'm
you.
fine. Talking about it, man, they are nothing but selfish. Let me just go back to our power sector.
Hmm.
During the first term of OPJ, we all know how electricity was stable and apart my neighbor went down price then. But now, what are we getting? Nothing but we are our expectation has been dashed concerning the power sector. So government should not try that thing though. They as they are together, 3, 4, 5 of them can come together now and establish a refinery as our daddy said. See, talking about Japa, let me call it Japa. I know a nurse, we are close, that is still bitter, that host over there died while the process was on. See, there's nothing anybody can do. Even our youths go to embassies. Many of on the road, on the sea, all
Even on the sea, yes.
African country, especially Libya, because they can't go ahead. People are doing, except something drastic action is done, and better can come back home. They will jump harder. Let me just say that. But things continue like this, nobody can stop our youth from traveling.
Okay.
Not only so teachers, all of them are going. Even to go and be watching dead body, they prefer it. They're doing white collar job here. So that's just my take. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, now, very quickly to these two in one issue I want to bring out this morning.
All right.
This one is from Lagos and from Ogun State. Let us just quickly do it because of our time. Manhole cover theft. Lagos Assembly able to enforce relevant laws. This is according to the Vanguard. Members of the Lagos State House of Assembly have called on Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu to enforce all relevant environmental laws to curb the rampant theft of manhole cover in the state. This also applies to the state as well because the issue of the scavengers, according to the story, they were saying that the activities of scavengers were reduced. And quickly to this one near Abeokuta here, on crime, Ogun State Community Social Orientation and Safety Corps, otherwise known as SOSAFE Corps, has apprehended a 54-year-old Adelani Oriyomi at a burial ground in Kere Obada Oko, Abeokuta, while allegedly attempting to execute human skull. His name is Oriyomi. Trying to cut someone's head. Oriyomi, you understand? And you understand?
Yeah, because that's just a mere coincidence. Talking about the issue of the manhole theft, yes, it's now also in Abeokuta. If you drive from Yano Totoro, that's Totoro Junction, and you it up there before going to Itoko and all of that, you find a place there that that has been barricaded so that motorists will not get into it. The other time you look at, we all watch the clips that somebody posted from Abuja and all of that. I think these scavengers, I think it's getting more difficult for them to scavenge within the communities. Communities have been put in place and all of that, and maybe because they can't get to some of these things in the various communities now, they are now out, and when by the time they are going to do it, it will be under the cover of darkness. Well, it's okay, let government rise up to ensure that this is caught, and let security agents that are responsible for that go around during the night, and whoever is apprehended should just be prosecuted immediately. And what have you. Talking about the other man, when he was apprehended, when he was questioned, he said he has been doing it for a very long time, and that 10 out of the what he assumed have been sold out. It's so sad. It's so sad. Somebody is dead, he's been buried in the grave, and someone is going there to exhume and sell. And some people are buying, and you make money through that process, and you think that you want to use that money for what purpose? You're going to train your children with that kind of money too.
Hello, good morning.
So it's
Good
Good morning, please, just for a few seconds, please. Thank you.
I'm going to be very brief. You see, I feel too sorry for the youths of this nation, because we that are of age, we are passing away little by little. So those that are just coming are the people I'm feeling sorry for, because everything has become jamboree in this country. I don't know where that hope is. I don't know where exactly the hope is. We are just being told every day to be patient, to be patient, to be patient. And people are dying. I must confess to you, people are dying.
really, yes, sir.
People are dying.
For sure.
In thousands. It's a sorry case. It is very sad. I feel so sorry for all the youths that are forthcoming.
Thank you very much.
But Baba, you need to pray for us. The youth also must survive.
Yes, you see, the reason I'm saying I'm very sorry is that I'm praying. You see, it is not prayer alone that will do this thing.
Yes, sir, I know, sir.
We have to be active.
And be active, yes.
Forward. We have to take steps.
Feet.
They are not taking steps. You see, not being told every day, be patient, be patient, be patient. For how long shall we continue to be patient? And nothing is improving. And everything has become jamboree. The health sector, which is the most important sector in our life, is now getting worse and worse every day.
It is well, sir.
May God help Nigeria.
Amen.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, sir.
We'll be oscillating around this issue of hope for a very long time. From Hope 93.
From 1993.
Yeah, now we have renewal. When is the hope going to come? It's very, very well spent.
Okay, our time is fast spent this lovely morning, and we sincerely appreciate our guest, the in-house analyst, Bayo Ogunimu. Thank you so much for your time. Bayo Ogunimu is an administrator and a public affairs analyst. We appreciate you for your time.
Thank you very much
I most
for
equally
the
appreciate.
opportunity.
Thank you very much. We most equally appreciate the production crew, Temitope and Akim Solomon are the editors from the newsroom. The ICT personnel on duty is Daniel Okechukwu. The sound manager is Femi Akola. Not leaving out the producer, Kemi Shofolawe KSC by appellation. Thank you so much for your time. My name is Temitope. Babalola. Please do have a photo network.
I'm Debo. Adeyinka. Have a nice day.